Leafs general manager Kyle Dubas joins us now, and we know this is one of the busiest times of year, Kyle, and because of it, we really appreciate you taking the time. Like, what are you working on sleep-wise right now?
Sleep is this is always the time where you get through the deadline, and then I think it hits you that you've largely been like pushing yourself on adrenaline and getting your way through it, and so it kind of hits you that you're a little bit sleep deprived. But it has been an exciting couple of days for us and an important couple of days. So we'll catch up on sleep here this week and next week and get ready for just enjoying the team and draft preparation and free agency preparation and the rest of it.
I know a lot of dudes covering this day are forcing winners and losers and rating the days. I'm not really that guy, so I'll just ask you, how do you rate what you wanted to accomplish on this day and what you ended up doing?
I think we'd had a set of objectives, and they changed as the year went on due to some injuries, particularly in net, which have been well documented. And the addition of Alex Galchenyuk was a nice surprise for us in terms of what he's been able to bring. So you're able to shift as you go, Tim, and in that regard, it kind of allowed us to shift our focus to bolstering our depth in net. And then, we'd kind of wanted a lower in the lineup, but defensively responsible, capable penalty killing forward. And Riley Nash checks that off for us. And then, of course, Nick Foligno, who can play up and down in our top nine and be an excellent penalty killer, play the power play against anybody on the opposition, and provide us with tremendous offense, but also competitiveness and grit and leadership, which we thought was really important. So we're happy to be to have accomplished that, and then later today, just bolstering our depth on defense with Ben Hutton. So in the end, is it all gonna? You have a very optimistic version of it, but we're hopeful that we've done what we needed to complement our group here and give us every chance as we get rolling through April into May and hopefully well beyond.
You had to get creative with Nick Foligno. How long have you been working on this deal?
For a while. I mean, I try to be very, very respectful of Jarmo and the situation in Columbus. They've been a very competitive team for a long time, have built a great culture there within their group. And Nick's obviously been a big time driver of that. And I think Jarmo and his staff with Josh Flynn and Basil McRae and Coach Tortorella do a great job in Columbus. And so, Jarmo and I talked to, your general feel out stage in early March and just sort of left it alone on that front. And later in the week, last week, we sort of picked it back up again as it became clear for us what we were going to focus on, which was going to be Nick and trying to secure a deal with Nick. So that's sort of the way it all played out. And I really respect the way that Jarmo and the Columbus Blue Jackets handled it. And we're thrilled to have Nick as part of the Maple Leafs.
Listen, Kyle, wasn't shy in my estimation that other teams were targeting Matthews and Tavares. And obviously making them play on the power play is one way to slow that down. Is acquiring a guy like Nick Foligno also a way to slow that down if you slot him in beside Tavares? And I don't know if you're messing with the Matthews and Marner line right now.
I think Nick, he brings a certain level of respect and toughness in the way he plays. He can handle himself very well. You know what you're going to get from him every single shift. He's going to be physical when it's there. He's not going to back down from anybody. And I think that's an attitude that we've looked to bring to our team more and more, going back to acquiring Muzzin. But, last year, Kyle Clifford at the deadline. And this year in the summer, Wayne Simmons and Zach Bogosian and Joe Thornton and others on the toughness and leadership side of things. So that's something that we think is very important and that we need to continue to have, but it also needs to be functional, and the player needs to be able to bring big important minutes for us, which is why Nick was fit that need. And then we also acquired in the same trade Stefan Nason, who does a lot of those same things in terms of the depth, and he's got a good body of NHL work and is a tough customer himself. So we're pretty excited about that and look forward to getting all the guys in here and getting them rolling.
I know you were kind of painted as this picture of an analytic darling when you joined the Leafs back in the day when you were a spry young lad. And you mentioned how much leadership and toughness that you've added to this team. And you can go through the guys. I mean, there's some heart and soul hockey culture guys going back to Muzzin, through Simmons, Bogosian, Foligno. Was this an evolution? Was it something that you realized along the way? How did you figure out that these were the pieces that you needed to add to your puzzle?
Yeah, it's something, Tim, that the label that you mentioned is something that, I mean, it's been attached for a while, but even going back to my time in the Sioux and with the Marlies, when that was my main role underneath Lou, it was always something that's vitally important. I think you have to use data and analytics to help arm yourself. But my background before was in scouting and player development and getting to see how all of these things come together. And I think analytics and data are massively important to improving the decision making of the club and helping you improve your processes. But you want to find players that, and I think leading you to players that combine those intangibles with solid play on the ice and letting you know when you're going down a wrong path or making mistakes that could bring you back. But the intangible part in terms of character, leadership, toughness, accountability, the spirit that some of these guys bring to the room, and their ability to share their experiences with the younger players and really help to aid in the maturation of our younger core, I think has been vitally important. And each of the guys that have come in over the years have added a lot to that. And whether it's Muzzin or Jack Campbell or Kyle Clifford, we've really tried to focus on bringing in people that are going to help us on the ice and off. And that's really been a key for us, and it'll always be a key for us here with the Leafs, as I think it is for every team in the league. But we're at that stage where obviously we have our younger core guys that form, I think will always form the core of the group. Whether it's Austin, Mitch, John, William, Zach Hyman, Morgan Riley, and then it's just trying to find the pieces around it that can aid and push them over the top and get the most out of them as well.
It's funny as you're talking, a theoretical question popped up in my mind. I know it's not necessarily the day for theoretical questions, but one thing I also noticed was you got good people like Thornton, Simmons, Foligno, Campbell, keeping Spezza around. Like it seems like a lot of really good guys that are really respected in the room. And I remember reading Mark Shapiro's whiteboard when he joined the Toronto Blue Jays, and on it he had stolen something from the New Zealand All Blacks that said, we'll call it no Richard heads. Is it just me, or is it the idea of bringing good people to surround your young, talented core been a priority once you realized how good your young, talented core was?
I think you always want to bring in good people. I don't think you ever set out to bring in poor character, low character guys into the group. It's something that goes all the way back to that John Lilly and our amateur scouting staff focus on in that process. You come into those and you see them in every sport, in every business, in every walk of life. Yeah. Someone who's really talented, but they're difficult to manage, to coach, to manage, to be a teammate of, and a lot of them in the end it doesn't work out. They bounce from place to place and never really seem to find themselves. I think we have a responsibility to help our people become the best they can be and help them. But I think one of the key parts, especially with the players, Tim, is that the players need to feel it and hear it from other players that have been through it. And that's where Jason Spezza and Joe Thornton come in. Like if you go to the Marley level, Richard Clune, who's the captain there, guys that have had great experiences in their life, positive and negative, that have proven day in and day out to be able to bring their best self to the rink. The way that I put it with all those guys is that you never have to negotiate their disposition. You know what you're going to get from them every single day. You don't, others sometimes they come into the rink or the building, and staff and players alike, and you're kind of tiptoeing around and wondering what they're going to be like that day. With those types of people on our roster, they have a great excitement and energy to them. Even at Joe's point, at 41 years old, it's the same every single day, just excited to be there. And that type of stuff is infectious, especially to young players. Like we've got Nick Robertson playing tonight. On our club, he's 19 years old, and he's going through this, is playing in Montreal for the first time, just as an example. And having Joe and Wayne Simmons and Jason Spezza and John Tavares, Jake Muzzin, those guys around and available, I just think that's so invaluable to helping these young players figure out who they are and what they want to be in their life and in their career as soon as possible, and something we've really tried to key in on bringing in.
All right, just a couple more quick questions from me. Most folks understand the need for goaltending depth in this COVID environment. Do you expect Riddick to kind of slot in as a backup? Do you envision him helping get other guys rest now that you've got him?
I think, we've lived it this year where, we've had to rely on, we heavily relied on Fred when Jack Campbell was out, and then both Jack and Fred were out, so it was Michael Hutchinson's turn. Now it's kind of been Jack's time to roll with it here, and he's starting his 4th straight game here tonight. And so because the games are so condensed and the schedule has been changing, we've been fortunate so far that it hasn't changed near as much as some of the other clubs. But especially as we get down the stretch with, hopefully here we can take care of business, clinch a playoff spot, put ourselves in a good position. I don't think we want to burn through these guys, especially with the condensed schedule being what it is. And I think the league has done a great job making it as palatable as possible in terms of scheduling. But we just want to provide as most support as we can, continue to allow Fred to get absolutely back to 100% before we push him in any fashion whatsoever. And so with Jack and David Rittich and Michael Hutchison, we'll feel good here as we play these last 17 games.
Do you expect Freddie Anderson back before the end of the regular season?
I think our goal, Tim, has been exclusively, I think, because of the way that Fred played early in the year, and then because of the way Jack has played now, it's put us in a position where we can be extraordinarily patient with Fred and make sure, after all he's done for us, that he's at 100%. And so we're not going to risk putting him back in anytime before that. He was playing well at the beginning of the year, had an injury, came back, and then in the course of playing those games had a setback. And we really can't afford for Fred and all that he means to us to have another setback. So our only goal is to ensure that he's at 110% and not risk anything until that point. So what that timeline is, because it's a goaltender, it's always a little bit harder to say because the demands of the position are so different on different parts of their body. And our major focus is making sure he can be at his best come playoff time.
All right, I was just on Cap Friendly counting through, and I think I'm right, but it's 11 unrestricted free agents for next year with the addition of Foligno and Rittich. Is that concerning to you?
No, I think the reason why it isn't is there's a couple things. Number one is I think we dealt with, I don't think it was to that extent last year, but we had a lot of unrestricted free agents last year as well. The core of our group is all signed. We've got some key guys that are part of that core that are up in Zach Hyman and Fred, and we'll address that as we roll here. But I think the thing that we've seen is that we've got younger guys that are coming along that will challenge for roster spots, and then we'll be very competitive in free agency and providing players an opportunity to play alongside of our top guys. And I think those are enticing things. And some of the veterans are guys that have already re-signed here in past years, like a Spezza, for example. So we'll navigate our way through that. I think the key for us is, Austin, Mitch, William, and John are locked in on the back end. Morgan, TJ, Muzzin, and Hall, in terms of the top 4, they're all locked in. We've got an RFA situation in Dermott and a UFA situation with Bogosian, but we've got Sandin and Liljegren coming along behind them, and others that are playing well for the Marlies. So I know it seems like a daunting number, but I think if we had more of our core outside of Hyman and Anderson that were up, I would have greater concern. But having those guys locked in and knowing that players around the league want to come and play with them, and we had that situation last fall, sort of gives me a little bit more optimism about it.
All right. Again, such a busy day with a lot of obligations. We appreciate you taking the time. Before I let you go, priorities here. Did you get to watch WrestleMania?
Oh, you know what? It's a sore subject.
All right. I'm sorry.
Saturday night, I got to see in the intermission it was on. Brandon Pridham was able to get it on in our management suite.
Yeah.
And I saw the opening match Saturday night, and then last night the Rittich trade kind of picked up and went right through the whole thing, and so we got to see the first match, and that was it. So I've got some catching up to do the next couple of days, but I'll have some more time, thankfully.
No spoilers here, but we'll have to hook you up with Adnan Virk, the new voice of Raw. Good Canadian boy, just hired today, so maybe you can give him some advice.
I have none. I'll just look forward to listening and enjoying Adnan, and it's great for him.
All right, man. I'm sure you need the break, so maybe enjoy Raw tonight or however you catch up with WrestleMania. Appreciate it.
I'll go, thanks, Tim. I'll go with Leafs and Habs tonight, and we'll go to SmackDown on Friday night on Sportsnet 360.
All right, awesome.